Welcome, everyone. Uh,
Hello,
I'm Sage,
I'm Megan.
and we're back with the squeaky floorboard.
Yay!
Do you have any small talk? I know I said I had two, but do you have any?
I have a I have a couple of things to share with the class today. One is why can't people drive? I so if Daryl's not home, which he's not, he's at work today. I have my parents watch my son for, the time that we record. And cuz can you imagine how many breaks we'd have to take?
Oh, I would probably cry while editing.
Yeah. Um but I just in the time that I dropped him off, I had like four different people not know how to use a stop sign. Like, it's very obvious whose turn it is to go in these situations. It's not like all four of us stopped at the same time. It's like somebody will have obviously stopped first, and then they'll just sit there and everybody else will too.
That's the worst.
And or like me and one other person stop at the same time, and it's like, dude, you are to my right. It is your go. It is your turn to go.
Yeah.
Just very obvious, simple stuff like that. Even just two people, me and somebody else will stop. And they'll stop slightly first. I'm like, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Go. I've honked at more people at stop signs in the past couple of months, I think, than I have honked at anybody my entire life. Everybody has forgotten how to use stop signs. And just people not paying any fucking attention. Get I sound like an old boomer, but get off your phone and drive. I'm sick of you. Sick of it.
It's gotten worse. Like,
It's gotten so bad.
even like when I was there, it was getting worse.
And you know what? You shouldn't text and drive, but I feel like people our age knew how to text and drive without running into everybody else on the road.
Yeah.
Like, I won't do it if my kid's in the car, but if it's just me and I just have to send like a short message to somebody, I will absolutely text and drive. And guess what? I can do it quickly and while looking at the road. Why am I passing you and you're driving like this?
Yeah. Like, I know one-handed where all my letters are.
Yes. Texting and driving is a gift that is either given to you by God or it isn't. And if it was not given, do not do it.
These,
Not that anybody should, but
yeah. Like, I mean, I was texting you earlier while driving.
and that's bad. We acknowledge that it's bad. But there's a difference in the way people our age do it and the way like younger people now do it or older people do it because older people didn't grow up with the technology. Like
Mhm.
I can send a text right now holding my phone, looking at you and I don't even have to
Yep.
look at what I typed and I'll know what I typed.
Yeah.
Or if there's typos, it's at least still like you know what I'm trying to say.
I mean, you know my drunk text, so
I mean, you could dial me with you could send a text with your butt cheek and I'd probably be able to decode it at this point.
yeah.
But yeah, get off your phone, learn how to use a stop sign, stop running red lights because you want to turn. I understand that turn signals here need to be longer, but but I stop and wait.
Yeah.
You need to do not turn when it's already red. If you are not in front of the line before it turns red, do not turn. I I'm so tired of it. It's driving me nuts.
And you live like right near a highway too, so I'm sure that sucks trying to like
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Yeah, that that's why there's not a gun accessible to me in the vehicle.
Well,
I know I can't handle that.
it's well, while you were having that experience, I had texted you that I was like, so I was editing our last video because for some reason our audio was like fried. Not
Ugh.
fried. It was just like either you were super loud and then all of a sudden super quiet, or I was super loud, or you just couldn't hear me at all. So I adjusted some settings. So hopefully that fixed it. But so I was doing that and I didn't realize you had texted me back. And so as I'm going to McDonald's to get my order, I see your text. So I'm trying to text you back, be like, hey, like, yeah, that's fine. This time to me is fine and everything like that. But as I was driving, like when I was walking out the house, it is like perfect today here.
Jealous.
It's like 69 degrees outside right now,
Hey, hey.
which is, it feels really good. It's like overcast, so it's really gloomy. But as I was driving, like there was still like quite a bit of cars, but it was like dead. Like maybe it's just because I'm like used to just driving in town like when everyone's working and like throughout the week. But it was like dead today, and it was amazing. I was like, maybe I just go for a drive instead because it
Blame
was
you.
so nice.
No, it's starting to feel kind of fallish here, and it's really nice. I'm enjoying it. I've officially broken out the sweater vest, the heavier sweater vests.
I was gonna say, I feel like you've been wearing sweater vests the entire time we've been recording.
No, one isn't a sweater at all. It's actually a shirt. I saw a woman wearing that orangey shirt that I wore
Yeah.
as like a vest. I saw a woman at Walmart wearing it just as a shirt, and she was older. I was like I'm not body shaming her, but I could see a little too much for Walmart. But I feel like it's always like that when you go to Walmart. I see too
Yeah.
much of everybody.
Yeah.
Why I'm tired of seeing people's booty cheeks when I'm trying to like shop.
Yeah.
And you don't get that at the other grocery store. The store that I work at, I don't see hoochie coochie in the grocery store.
No, I like maybe it's just because of like the area that I live in, but I definitely saw it a lot more when I lived in the town up from you. Like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh, the Walmart there, like
I've
oh,
shopped there, yes.
the Kroger's even.
Oh my god. Don't even get me started on things I saw a girl with her tampon string hanging out of her shorts at Kroger once.
It's like but here it's like when you go shopping, I've driven like 30 minutes to go to just because I want to drive through the mountains. So I go to the Walmart there,
Hmm.
and I don't see this stuff anymore. Like a lot of them
Yeah.
are like moms who are like in leggings, a t-shirt, and like
Hmm.
uh athletic shoes, just like in there trying to get their groceries. Like, do not talk to them, do not be in their way. They are on a mission. And if I go down and further into Maryland, uh one of the stores, it's like a fashion show. You have to be dressed to like the tens.
The nines, the tens.
Yeah. Like you'll
I would do
go
so well there.
when you go to that one, it's like walking into like Sophia's like closet, like in Modern Family. Like her closet is like the runway for that
Oh,
store.
yeah, no, none of the stores here are like that, but I'd probably do well there because I love to overdress. Which is so funny because you see me in a floor length dress, and then you got Daryl and he's in his pajama pants. But I think that's a man thing, right?
I feel like it is. I mean, the other day I made Dennis change. We were going to Walmart and he had his basketball shorts on with his slides, and I was like, "No, go
You.
change."
The worst one for me is Daryl is a smoker, and you know, you used to be a smoker too.
Yeah,
You know how it is. Sometimes you will burn a hole in your shorts
yeah,
if you're wearing basketball shorts.
yeah,
And he won't notice that there's a hole in there. And he doesn't do it anymore because he's a grown ass man. Like he's not dropping his ash on himself anymore. But everyone does it when they first kind of start.
yeah.
Um, and so if we'll be going somewhere like, mm-mm, you must change. And he's like, why? What's wrong with my outfit? It matches. Like it's clean. I'm like, there's a hole. There's a cigarette hole in your shorts by your crotch.
Dennis
Please
for
change. And he's like, oh, okay.
Dennis for a while was wearing these jeans that had like a hole this big in the crotch, and I was like,
Why do men do this?
and I was like, "You need to throw these pants away." And he was like, "No, they've still got a while left in them." So I grabbed it, stuck two fingers in, and just ripped them. And so I have a picture of him where it's like a skirt because I've completely ripped it. So it's like a skirt up top and then like basically jean leg warmers. Because I was like, I
I have
cannot.
to I have to find the picture to send you. I don't know if you've seen it. It's this guy's wife posted on Reddit and she was like, these are the pants my husband refuses to throw away. And like one whole leg is basically gone. It's
Why do they
insane
do
looking.
this?
I don't know, but men just refuse to throw their holy pants away.
They do.
I have one more thing to share, which is also related to Walmart.
All right.
I didn't grab them. But they're somewhere behind me because I use this closet for like our coats and like shoes that we don't wear very often. To save on space because my closets here are kind of small and I hate it. I found the cutest pair. Go to your local Walmart. Go to the clearance shoes section. I found the cutest little pair of burgundy kitten heels for the fall, little sandal kitten heels, $3.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. And they're kitten heels. They're a good size. You could walk through, town in them. You could wear them for date night. You could dance in them.
I love
Not that I'm
that.
gonna do. Not that I'm
I
gonna do
was
any
like,
of
I'm
those
not
things in
doing
them.
any of that, but it would be nice to
No,
fantasize.
but maybe someday I'll go on a date and I said these are $3. I'll figure out an opportunity to wear them.
What's so funny is like you have no closet space, and then like here I have too many closets.
You can send me one in the mail.
Yeah, I'll just because like my office has two. The Dennis's office has one that you can kind of walk into, and it's got shelving all over it. You've seen the master bedroom's closet,
Mm-hmm.
which is like not a walk-in, but basically a walk-in.
Yeah.
And then there is a closet downstairs as well, which is like for the cleaning supplies and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, once we're planning to add on here, and where my son's room is now, we're gonna make that the master bedroom because it's closer to the door, and he'll take the room that we're in now. So we're gonna expand the bedroom. We're gonna like triple the closet, and we're gonna add on a full suite bathroom. But until then, I have no closets and maybe buying a toilet for my laundry room.
Well, and then like we have so much storage area too, because we have a basement that I've still never been into, an attic that I still haven't been into, and we have a shed
I'm gonna go
outside.
into I'm gonna go into both of those places the moment I walk in your house.
You should, because I have never seen them, and nor will I ever see them.
FaceTime you from there. Hey Sage, this is your basement.
Like the light to the attic is on, and I'm not opening that door because I see how many spiders crawl out from under the door, and no, thank you.
Suit on.
Huh?
I'll just put a little hazmat suit on.
Go kill all the spiders for me with your katana.
Daryl will definitely go up there. He loves spiders.
Can you get rid of them? I
And
don't
he'll take
care
them
if he,
outside.
I'm saying I don't care if he like gets a jar and then walks across to the woods and releases them.
That's what he'd do.
I
He'll
just
get them
don't
for
want
you
them
when
in
we
the
come.
house.
He'll get them for you when we come.
And then I do have one more
Mm-hmm.
little thing. So I've been like on our podcast TikTok, like working my butt off to get like people
I've
interested.
seen. I've seen.
Like I've been going crazy, but like I think we have almost 200 now. But
Yay!
I have made some really cool friends because I joined their lives because they're really cool people.
Yeah.
And one of the
Yeah.
girls that I joined her live, her name's Tiff, and Tiff is just like me. She seems to be like a lot less vulgar than I am, but like very similar. Like we have a lot of the same interests. We have this almost the same personality to a point, and she's really cool. But I was in her live last night at like I don't know. I feel like it was 1 a.m. here. It might not have been, but two other people joined, and it was a girl named Emily and another girl named Megan. And they're all just talking, and I'm editing the episode and I'm listening, and then I hear Emily yell at a male in the background telling him to be quiet because like his screaming was like overtaking the entire live, like we could not hear anyone else. And then we hear a lot of loud noises, and then we hear Emily go, "What are you doing? Are you okay?" So we're all laughing so hard because like I don't know Emily, and I kind of know Megan, and I definitely know Tiff. But I'm sitting here and I start laughing, and then we find out that I think it's her boyfriend fell down the stairs because he heard her yell and didn't know what she was yelling about. Everyone, I tell you, it was the loudest fucking noise in the world.
That's just what living with a man is like.
And then he kept like being like, "Look," it looked like he was starting to get like carpet burn, but he kept going like, "Look, look." It was just the "Hey, be quiet" that she yelled, and then you don't hear anything, and then it's just a loud noise.
Did he? Was it one loud noise or serious? Did he like fall, step, 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 or did he just like fall from the top to the bottom in one fluid motion somehow?
I think I'm trying to remember because I was drinking, but I think it was like from about like maybe a third of the way up the stairs. He fell from the third, like all the way the rest of the way down. But
He pulled a my sister.
it was so loud.
Yeah, he did what my sister did, where she actually no, hers was worse. You know what I'm talking about, but for those who don't, my sister, when she was like 3, was standing on the very, very bottom step. It was the step before you get to the floor, and she fell forward and just like bonked her face into the wall and ripped her 2 front teeth out. And it was the loudest sound anyone had ever created.
It was so funny because like I'm editing, like well you if you're listening to this, hopefully you know what the last episode was. So we're having like such a serious conversation that's like super dark, and it's just a simultaneous da 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 da. And I guess what they were saying is the dog was just standing like over him, like was not moving. He's laying.
He's just standing there,
It was
menacingly.
so funny. Everyone was laughing so hard that I Megan had to remove her glasses. She was crying. Tiff, I don't think could breathe. I had no audio from Tiff because I think she just she was laughing so hard she no longer was making noise. But it was so freaking funny. I could not stop laughing.
Oh. Yeah, that's like I said, that's just what living with a man is like. They just make like you have to tell him to be. Did you hear that?
No, what was it?
It's the loudest sound I've ever heard. There's no man here. My Windows security was like, "Boom!" To be like, "Hey, your Windows security updated and everything's good." Okay, thanks.
Why is that the loudest noise ever?
It came through my headphones instead of this like thing like it normally does. It's all like,
I was like, what happened?
no, my computer was like, "I updated."
Oh my god.
All right, well, Sage, I'm excited for what. Oh God, edit that motion. Hands look like baseball gloves.
Why is that
Why do I
giving me
have?
the Grinch vibe?
That's it. I'm not going.
So
Okay, well, Sage, I'm excited to hear what you have for us today because, as usual, I didn't check the document, so I have no idea what you have for us today.
you were looking at it. What happened while you were looking?
I was looking at my document. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing.
So today we are talking about the Dwayyo, which I'm super excited about. This is very local. And technically
Okay.
this will be a two-parter because there are two cryptids in this.
Ooh,
But
a
the
double feature.
second one we won't get into until a later season
Oh.
because it's not werewolf canine dog band cryptid type. But we
Do
will
do 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 do
but we will get
do
into
do
that.
do. Okay. Do you think we'll get copyrighted for me making that noise?
I don't think so because I didn't even know what you were doing.
You don't know what do 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 do
Is
do
that X
do do
Files?
do do? Yeah, it's excellent.
Okay. I know what X Files is, but I did not clock what you were doing, so I don't think we're gonna get
It's not.
copyrighted.
It's not. It's not clocking to you. I'm standing on business.
Oh, the TikTok clip for last week's episode is if I get assassinated, we know the sheriff did it.
Oh, nice.
Because there was nothing to pull from that one other than that. Unless we're talking like with
Yeah.
you like face to face with the werewolf mask going, you too can have beautiful lips. Which I can also clip.
He's a cover girl. No, our cover girl. He's right here. Okay, tell me about the Dwayyo.
So before we actually get into the Dwayyo, we are going to talk a little bit about ley lines. Because this is I feel like this is very much a part of this case as well. Um, and you'll also find out why I want to talk about ley lines when I get to the point. So, if you don't know what ley lines are, Ley lines are hypothetical alignments of spiritual or mystical energy that some believe are all over the Earth's surface. They are believed to connect ancient sites and natural landmarks. And so I had to look, where are these ley lines in Maryland? Well, we have the Eastern Shore, which is like where Ocean City and stuff is. And that's believed to connect Native American sites together. Piedmont region, this area, which includes parts of Frederick County, and is thought by some to have ley lines linked to historical towns, settlements, and waterways. Now, I will say I do live in Frederick County, but you'll never find where I live. Um,
I think I'm already super intrigued by the fact that some of the ley lines connect certain Native American areas because that's such a thing in dogman cases.
yeah. Well, and also, like, I'm surprised that we really haven't discussed ley lines this season.
I might look into those for like our little recap.
Um, and then obviously the Appalachian Mountains, the mountainous region, including areas near Granville State Park, are speculated to have ley lines associated with natural wonders and ancient sites. I have been past Granville State Park, and it is spooky.
It's what?
It is spooky. Actually, I don't even know if I mentioned it in here because this happened much later. When me and Dennis were driving somewhere to go pick up our entertainment center that we have, because it's an 80-inch entertainment center.
Right, so it's big.
It's gorgeous. We got it for free.
Oh,
Like, it is gorgeous. It is like a gray rustic. It's gorgeous. But we were driving past Granville State Park and we didn't know where we were. It was, in fact, Granville State Park. But either way, we did pass this state park and we were like sitting there talking. And I was like, this feels like a little bit like we had a feeling of like dread for a minute. And I was like, what is going on? Like, as we were coming down the hill, all of a sudden, like, both of our energies changed. Like, we just, like, it felt heavy in the car. And we were like, what the fuck? Because we were just bopping to Doja Cat. Like, we were living our
obviously.
best life. And then all of
Hmm.
a sudden, while Doja Cat's still playing, it was so weird. But let's get into the Dwayyo. Have you ever heard of the Dwayyo at all?
Only when you've mentioned it, I made it a point to not look up anything about it.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So the precise origins of the Dwayyo legend actually remain a mystery. However, it is speculated that it's like likely a tale that's been emerged through influences from like Native American beliefs and European folklore. Because again, we are on the East Coast. Native Americans were here, obviously in our area, especially I think around like wasn't it around Maryland, PA, Delaware is like where the first settlement was.
Hmm. Well, the first settlements would have been in
Where was
where's Plymouth
Jamestown?
Rock? Massachusetts. So Massachusetts and
Yeah,
Virginia, I think, were the first two because
yeah,
Massachusetts was the Puritans, and then I think like Jamestown was in Virginia.
yeah. Because we're like right between that, so it wouldn't be too hard to speculate that
You
this
were
is
part of the original 13
yeah,
colonies.
yeah. So it's easier to believe that like this would be something that's like influences from both. Whereas if you get like more out west, I feel like you're not going to have as many stories like the one we're going to discuss today. The Dwayyo is also sometimes called the snarly yow.
Heard.
It's a wolf-like creature said to be hiding in the woods of Maryland. Now, everything I could find about the Dwayyo is from Maryland, but three sites that I was skimming through for new information mentioned that it's also been sighted in Kentucky, Tennessee, PA, and Georgia. However, I couldn't find anything at all about those sightings. Now, PA to me makes sense because like it's not that far away from where this is taking place at. Uh, it's also described as having features similar to a wolf with dark fur over its entire body, a long bushy tail, and a dog like nose. But it walks on two legs and uses its forelegs like arms, which is also something that we discuss in Dogman. I feel like with the werewolves, it's just been someone transforms into a wolf. Whereas I think Dogman's the only one that really walks on the two legs for the most part.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't think about that. The fact that the traditional werewolf isn't necessarily bipedal.
yeah, it's like someone just transformed into a wolf. Whereas Dogman, I feel like is really besides that. This is the other one. They both only walk on 2 feet.
Mhm.
That's weird. Okay. It's said to be about 6 feet tall, but again, one of the websites said it is from a different area. It's also said that it stands up to 9 feet tall. So it's anywhere from 6 to 9 feet tall, which is something that
Mm-mm.
we've also discussed
Mhm.
with Dogman.
Yep.
So the very first mention of the name Dwayyo came from a 1944 uh, sighting in West Middleton, Frederick County, Maryland. It was said that the creature made frightful screams, and footprints attested to the sightings' claims. So far, there have been two publicly recorded sightings, one from 1944, which was not widely publicized until 1965, and Jim's story from the summer of 1966. Now, we haven't gone into these stories yet, but these are the two that came from actual reports that were like in
Mm.
newspapers. So, we're going to go into the 1965 sighting, the Becker sighting and media frenzy. So, there was a newspaper account in the Frederick News Post that was published on November 27th, 1965. Yeah, before we get into this, I do want to say that this man had like a million names and so many different aliases. Uh, I have seen John Becker, John Beck, Jack Becker, Jack Beth, and James Beck. Um,
Mm.
you guys can pick a name, and he probably goes by it. So, near the woods of Granville State Park, John Becker went out in his yard to investigate a strange noise. It was getting dark and he had started back to the house when he saw something moving towards him. It was as big as a bear, had long black hair and a bushy tail, and growled like a wolf or a dog in anger. As it got closer, it stood up on its hind legs and attacked him. Becker fought the creature until it ran into the woods, leaving him, his wife, and children in horror. Deciding to remain anonymous under the alias John Becker, he filed a report with the local state police telling of an attack by a mysterious monster that he called the Dwayyo. Now, as I said, I mentioned ley lines. The ley
Mhm.
lines cross in Granville State Park, which is where he was near when he was attacked. The paper reported this call to the state police, who investigated the claim. Sergeant Clyde B. Tucker of the local state police said, as far as he knows, there is no such thing as a Dwayyo, and there is no place in Frederick County known as Fern Rock Road, and no one by the name of John Becker can be found. So, this is where I think somebody didn't get the full details. I don't know if John let them know it was an alias or not. A report from a Frederick man about this initial report said, quote, I think the person who called that story in must have been getting into the holiday spirits a little too soon. End quote.
The sheriff is the Dwayyo.
Well, and he went by an alias, and everything says it was an alias. And
Mhm.
the officer's like, there's no guy by that name in this county.
Yeah, no shit, Sergeant Stupid.
Literally, I was
That's
like,
what an alias is.
when I read that, I was like, does he know what an alias is? Like,
No, he doesn't. He was a C average high school student.
had to have been.
The people are gonna think we're like anti cop or something.
No, we're
Well,
anti stupid cops.
mhm.
So all of the LA Police Department.
Everyone in my town. I don't know about yours.
Okay, well, let's get to the public reaction in Dwayyo hunt attempt in 1965. Following the story, there were many calls and letters reporting sightings, but by mid December, the story began to fade. There was supposed to be a Dwayyo hunt that would start at the Frederick Community College in December of 1965, and it drew between 550 to 100 signups, according to the archival news reports. But it didn't happen because not many people showed up. However, there was a news report that stated someone saw a pickup truck full of boys, some with helmets and waving machetes, on West 7th Street, though no one was sure if it was the group on the look for the Dwayyo.
Hmm.
Just a group of guys in helmets and machetes driving
Just
down the
boys being
road.
boys.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like that Even during that time, I feel like that would've been a common thing. Probably not in town, but, like, in the country.
Yeah, people just did whatever the fuck they wanted back then in the
Yeah.
country.
Now we are going to get into Jim Ace sighting from 1966.
Aw.
Another one. In the summer of 1966, there was another Dwayyo sighting on the outskirts of Granville State Park. A person referred to as Jim A encountered the Dwayyo as he was heading towards a campsite. He described it as a shaggy two legged animal the size of a deer with triangle shaped head, pointed ears, and a chin. It was dark brown in color, and when it approached, it made a horrid scream and backed away from him. Jim reportedly said this about the legs, quote, "They stuck out from the side of the trunk of the body, making it movements appear almost spider-like as it backed away." End quote. That's horrifying.
Picturing some like fucking Garten of Banban looking thing.
It's horrifying either way. Could you
I'm sorry,
imagine
just
seeing it?
the idea.
It's horrifying.
It's because you're scared of spiders.
Yeah.
My brain, it's kind of like when you could only picture raccoons. That one episode, and so it seemed less scary. I'm just picturing like this thing going, and then just like it's so stupid looking in my head.
Oh
I'm
my
sure
god.
it was terrifying for him though.
Oh, I'm sure it was. I was scared to say something. What the fuck was it? I guess that wasn't important. I lost my thought. The Frederick newspaper also reported. Oh, I know what it was. So when me and Dennis did the gaming channel, there was a game called Devour that we played. I don't know if you remember that Mark played it.
Played it, and I think I saw him play it.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like a couple years, but we played it.
Yeah.
And there's one where you're like in like a Japanese bathhouse,
Mm,
and it's spiders, but they had an arachnophobia safe mode, which just
yeah.
meant that it was this long black like cylindrical body with a head chasing you. And it wasn't like scrunching up like a worm or like that. Like it was just following the same movement that like a spider would. So it was just like sliding across the floor. And I swear it might have been a lot more scarier than just having the spiders. Oh my goodness.
The tube's gonna get you.
Whenever it came through, I screamed, and this was like, "The spiders aren't there." And I was like, "Yeah, but why is it just a black tube with a head?" It might have been way scarier. All right. We'll get back into the stuff. But the Frederick newspaper also reported some other sightings, but these ones don't really come with a lot of details. Some hunters saw a strange black beast roaming the woods. An Ellerton woman reported that residents of the area heard something cry like a baby and scream like a woman for several months. I do feel like it is important to say this. There are some animals in Maryland that sound like crying babies or a screaming woman. Birds like lyrebirds, some felines, and fowler toads can mimic these sounds.
Do you guys have foxes?
I don't know, but I know we do have bobcats, and
Bobcats scream.
yeah, they sound like that. Coyotes do too. Coyotes can sound like a screaming woman as well. And I've heard both the bobcat and a coyote when I've lived in Indiana. I
Yeah,
also tried to pet a
cats.
bobcat.
Yeah,
Well, it
that
was
sounds right.
when I worked at a sawmill. I was like, "Oh my god, a little kitty!" And I was trying to get it to come to
Eh,
me, and my dad walks out and goes, "Hey, dumbass, that's a bobcat." And I was like, "Well, maybe it's hungry." And he's like, "If it comes over, it's probably gonna kill you."
Yeah, no, the bobcats are really cute for something that can kill you, and I wish they'd stop trying to kill me because they are very cute with their big ass paws.
I know.
I
They
just want to
are
hold its hands.
adorable.
Bobcats are you can if you get them as a baby, you can domesticate them.
Yeah, and there's a person that I see that has a puma on TikTok,
I wouldn't go that far.
and it like I won't be surprised if they stop posting as much as this thing like tries to hunt them.
Yeah, pumas are big enough that they're definitely a threat if they want to be. I feel like a bobcat is There's one of the smaller wild big cats. I would feel far more like when my kid is fully grown. Don't be surprised if you see me with a bobcat.
I won't be surprised in general.
Yeah, well, I would wait till he was like older, an
Yeah.
adult probably,
Yeah.
just to play on the safe side. But don't be surprised if you see me with a bobcat
I will not be.
in my like in my like 40s and 50s.
I would not be surprised. An Adamstown resident called the paper and insisted that this trash about the Dwayyo has to be stopped. The resident said their daughter was being treated for a nervous condition because of it.
She could be like 8.
I don't
But
know,
no.
but if your daughter's 8, why are you telling her about spooky things that are being spotted in the town?
Also, like I understand that like a small child could like hear those stories, and here's what I'm going to say instead of the thing that I had you cut out because I thought it sounded mean. Why are you not having a conversation with your daughter about fiction versus reality?
Yeah,
If she's young enough that that sort of thing scares her, then you need to be having, rather than blaming the newspaper, you need to be like having a conversation
yeah.
about fiction versus reality. You know, I've had to have this conversation about the Loch Ness monster with someone. Um, it was a child that was afraid of the Loch Ness monster, and I'd
Why
say,
did I
"Hey,
think it was
so we don't,
Cinderella?
so we." No, it was the Loch Ness monster. And I'd say, "Hey, so are we in Scotland? First of all, there's no bodies of water here." And then we had to like have a whole conversation about like fiction versus reality, which is what this person should have been doing. And if your daughter is old enough that she can already distinguish that, and she has to be treated for a nervous condition because of the Dwayyo, um, you've kind of failed somewhere as a parent.
Yeah, and like the the child that you were explaining that to was much younger than 8 years old and seemed to
Yeah,
grasp that
and she got it.
concept pretty quick.
Yeah, she got it. Why is your daughter having nervous breakdowns over wolves in the woods? I'm terrified of werewolves. They're like my biggest fear, and I've done all this research for Dogman, and I leave my house when it's still dark out and there are no street lights here.
I asked Dennis to take a video of me. I was driving through the mountains and I had my window rolled down singing some song and it was
Hmm.
dark out. And I was like, "You have to take a video of this. I need to send it to Megan." And he hasn't sent it to me yet.
I have to go outside when it's dark and take a picture of the road for one of our thumbnails because I can't find a picture that I like for the background.
That the road you live on is pretty good for because I used to live
Yeah,
over there as a kid.
yeah. I
So
can't find any pictures I like, so
I know what those roads look like.
I'm gonna
um
be sitting differently. My foot's going to sleep.
oh, you're
You
good.
might see my knee.
Now we're going to go into a 1976 Thermont sighting. Now Thermont is I want to say probably about 20 minutes from Frederick. Um, so in the fall of 1976, another sighting occurred near Thermont where two men were driving on a private road. And here's the detailed report they gave. Quote, at least 6 feet tall, but inclined forward since it was moving quickly. Its head was fairly large and similar to the profile of a wolf. The body was covered in brown or brindle colored fur, but the lower half was a striped pattern of noticeably darker and lighter banding. The forelegs were slimmer and held out in front as it moved. The back legs were very muscled and thick, similar to perhaps a kangaroo. This was not a humanoid type creature. It did not have the characteristics of an ape. It was much more similar to a wolf or a ferocious dog. However, it was definitely moving upright and appeared to be adapted for the type of mobility. I was partially impressed by the size and strength of its back legs, the stripes on the lower half of the body, and the canine wolf like head. End quote.
So I'm trying to understand. Like we hear the um like hunched forward posture in a
Yeah.
lot of Dogman stories. I was watching a documentary from Small Town Monsters recently where a guy was recounting his encounter, and he specifically mentioned the shoulders being like rolled forward and it having, but it was stationary. I'm curious why this guy. He says it's leaning forward because it's running with a lot of speed. That doesn't. I'm trying to make those two things correlate in my mind.
It sounds like he's insinuating that, like, when it's not moving, it probably stands more straight up.
Do you lean forward when you run?
Most people do. Like, if you watch people run, they like their upper half
They
leans
they nar
forward.
they Naruto run?
Well, not full Naruto run, but if you watch, they lean forward.
Think I've ever noticed anybody doing that.
Have you never
Because in
watched
my
the
mind, the first
Olympics?
thing, God no. I watched the Winter Olympics for the figure skating and the snowboarding, and that's it. I don't care what they're doing in the summer. What's happening when it's hot outside is none of my business. But I just I'm struggling to visualize this one for some reason because it's strictly because of that statement.
Yeah. I do like that he does
But
say it was not a humanoid creature. Like,
no,
he
I'm really
emphasized on that.
impressed. I'm impressed with his description of it though.
I
Like
am too.
the attention to detail, which sometimes the attention to detail, if there's too much of it, can be a red flag. But I don't feel like any of this was stuff you couldn't have noticed in that moment, you know?
Yeah. Like, because it doesn't say, like, how fast they thought it was running, but, like, he clearly saw it for long enough to be able to pick out stuff and, like, the different things.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
like
just until he said the thing with the arms being forward, I was picturing it Naruto running.
he does say that, like, it was adapted for that type of mobility to be bipedal.
That's the other thing that I liked specifically about his report when you were reading it is it doesn't he makes it sound like it's not running in the awkward way that we hear in some dogman reports.
He's saying that it was
And
specifically meant to run like that.
like there was somebody in that same documentary that had said that it kind of almost ran with a hop, like it wasn't used to walking like that.
Yeah.
And or like the hip dysplasia story, right?
Yeah.
Where the hips were clicking while they ran.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, a lot of
this sounds like this almost sounds like the Dwayyo could be a different strain of dogman or a separate creature entirely.
Yeah.
Like it's a cousin or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like, I like that he does emphasize really much on that because of, like you said, we don't see that in a lot of the stories that we've covered.
Right, and that also I feel like eliminates the werewolf thing as a whole as well
Yeah,
for this.
it really does. Our next sighting is in 1978, and it's a park ranger sighting. So later
Oh,
in
I love
19,
in park rangers.
there isn't much to this one at all.
Oh, dang.
So later in 1978, two park rangers were near Cunningham Falls area when they believed they encountered the Dwayyo, and that was all I had.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I love when park rangers give their stories because those are people with a very intimate. Even that though, even what was just said in that report, that me a park ranger just even saying, "Hey, I think I saw the Dwayyo," and that being all there is to it, is it means a little more to me than somebody who's just like driving down the road. It's like, I think I saw the Dwayyo and it looked like this. Because a park ranger is going to be intimately familiar with the wildlife there.
It's so funny that you said driving because of our next story. But I do want to point out that I've also been to Cunningham Falls. Do you remember when I told you that
Oh,
I was treading water for like 6 hours?
yeah.
That was at Cunningham Falls.
Well, you're lucky the Dwayyo didn't get your ass.
Um, I was more concerned about the fact that every time Dennis pushed me underwater, I could feel like the grass from the water up on my legs, and I hated it.
Are you sure it was grass?
Well, it was like seaweedy, and it was
Are you sure?
awful. Yeah, because I came up and I threw some on him.
Oh,
I did not like it. I did not like it touching my legs.
no.
That was
That would freak me
awful.
out.
It was awful. I hated it.
That's scary. I don't like that.
But our next one has a lot of details. So this is from 2009, and it's a Coxey
Okay.
Brown Road encounter. Paranormalist Robin, not Ramen. Robin Swope recounts the story from a woman who said she was driving on Coxey Brown Road near Myersville, Maryland in late summer 2009 when she suddenly felt like she was being watched. Surrounded by thickening forest near Granville State Park, the eerie feeling intensified as she turned onto Haw Bottom Road. Terrified with the hairs on her neck standing up, she began shaking and feared she might crash. Her car felt like the only protection she had, so she slowed down in order to remain in control of the vehicle. This was when she saw the creature. At first, it was just a blur in her peripheral vision, a brown shape moving through the trees, standing out against the gray woods. It weaved through the underbrush, keeping pace with her car, which was traveling about 25 miles per hour. As she slowed down to get a better look, the shape suddenly leapt out from the woods and it became clear. A massive dog like creature on two legs. What she remembers most were its fangs, huge, dripping, and barred in a snarl. Its dark, soulless eyes seemed to radiate death and madness. Then it lunged, claws outreached. She slammed the gas pedal and the tires screeched as she drove off, and she never looked back.
Ew, that was giving me like chills because it was giving Cherry Bomb Muffler story for a
Yeah,
minute there.
yeah,
Oh. No, that's yucky.
yeah. It's kind of awful, in all honesty.
I like her version of events too, because I assume, that's pretty much all that she said about it.
Yeah,
I like that it wasn't there was a werewolf watching me from the woods. It's like I felt like something was wrong. I felt somebody watching me. I didn't see anything. I didn't know what it was. And her description actually reminded me too a lot of that Cherry Bomb Muffler story where he said those eyes were just black. They were just soulless and
yeah,
frightening and
yeah.
don't like it.
It's actually kind of scary. Now, there is a theory that one person has kind of said. There's not many theories out there on the Dwayyo. Um, but a Burkittsville resident has a theory as to the origins. They believe that it's related to the snallygaster, another Frederick County creature that supposedly lays eggs that hatch every 20 years. The eggs should be hatching just about now, said the unnamed person, and the Dwayyo could actually be a snallygaster. We have to think about the time when the original first story came out, which was in 1965.
Hmm.
As you guys know, around that time, and I think it was in '69, it was the moon landing. And this is like when like
If you believe it, if you believe in that.
yeah, but like Sputnik and all that stuff was like happening
Hmm.
around this time. So there was
Hmm.
actually a comment from the original article that someone had like submitted, and it was quoted, quote, "No one actually knows if there is such an animal or thing as a Dwayyo. But if there is, and there is always a chance, as soon as the Russians hear about it, they will claim they had it first." End quote.
No, that I don't even think that's racist. I just think that's funny.
I could not stop laughing when I think I sent that in the Discord.
No, I think you did. I think you
I
sent
think I
that
did
exact quote.
because I could not stop laughing about it. But that is actually all we have on the Dwayyo. Because there
No, that's
is
a
more that we could get into, but it has to do with more of the battles with the Snallygaster. And I feel like when that comes up, I'll probably do a brief introduction, like a not a brief introduction, but like a brief overview of what the Dwayyo is before getting fully into the Snallygaster and then their battles when that time comes.
right.
Because
No, that's still a go ahead.
I feel like I can't go into that yet since we don't know what the Snallygaster is yet. But I do know
Right.
that what I've looked up, there's a lot of racism in what it is. So that is a
That's still a
Dwayyo. Oh, go ahead.
like I say that's still even though it's not like there's not like a ton on it, that's still like a fascinating little tidbit of like local folklore for you.
Yeah,
And local folklore can tell you a lot about an area.
it really can. And I'm also finding that a lot of the folklore that comes from here is actually a little bit more recent.
Interesting. I think I would have thought out there it'd be older.
That's what I was thinking. Now, there are some folklore out here that is like old as hell, but
Mhm.
there is a lot of stuff like the Dwayyo. I believe that it's mortal enemies. There's some like more recent stuff about it as well. Um, Bigfoot sightings, because again, we are on the AT. We are in the
Mhm.
Appalachians, like especially my house. Like we are, but it's kind of cool, and hopefully, you guys, if you guys have any Dwayyo stories or witnessings or anything like that, please send them our way. We want to read your guys' stories so bad.
Send us your little fascinating little local folklore tidbits too if you have them.
Or if you've witnessed
We
something
we love that.
that
Mhm.
is local for you, send them.
Literally anything you send us, we will not judge you for.
Ooh, we should have it if it's a local like a local witness folklore. Is that what I want to like? If it's like a ghost story in the like, what's that called? The subject of the email. put what it is. So if it's like a ghost story, put ghost story, and then give us the title. Just that way we like
Yeah.
that way we know what the story's gonna roughly be about. Like now, if it's like local folklore witness, you don't have to put what you witnessed in the subject. Let it be a surprise for us.
There's no hard and fast rules. Uh, just give us an idea of what we're about to read, just for our own sanity.
Yeah.
And because it'll be easier to go back and sort into, if we do like listener stories, it'll be easier to sort them.
Yeah, those was like if we're like wanting to focus on ghost stories, if it's in the subject bar, ghost stories, we're like, oh well, then we can do just ghost
Hmm.
stories, and that'll be, or if it's Bigfoot sightings or whatever it be, that should be the subject so that we can group you with the correct groups.
We're categorizing you.
And
Be
well,
categorized.
hopefully you will join us again next week.
Bye.
Bye.